What do I think about the self improvement space? The self improvement content space, specifically the self improvement YouTube space, because that is what I am most familiar with. Well, what do I think about it? I think that a lot of it has genuinely like shit advice. Like most of it, I honestly just don't like self improvement in YouTube anymore. I used to benefit a lot from Hamza's videos specifically, and I think he's probably one of the only ones that really helped me. The other ones just perhaps I definitely maybe got some benefit from them, like ideas to think about, but I just really don't like it anymore. I still really like Hamza. I do watch his videos like maybe 2 videos a week or something like that because I do find his advice helpful, but I think he's already given most of the advice, like 80% of his advice that's useful, which is basically just meditate, gratitude journal, and um, what's the other one? And journal, like normal journaling. Like those 3 practices are huge, and then like other things like habit tracking, etc. He really got me on to self improvement, and I'm grateful to him for that. You know what I mean? Gratitude. But beyond that, like it's really just so like mundane and repetitive and like useless. You know what I mean? I benefit more from just reading a book from like someone actually qualified versus like someone who just hasn't done anything and they're giving me advice and people who aren't in places where I want to be. It's just I really don't vibe with it, bro. Because there's just like one quote or like idea of advice is shit, and you just have to make your own path. And I think that's so true. And like a lot of I've made another video on the same channel called "Work is Just Work," and it really is just that, right? Like I already have business models and ideas that will work, right? People have like dropshipping, SMMA, content, YouTube, everything. It will all work. You just have to do the work, and that takes a long time, and it's hard and it's difficult. So self improvement YouTube is really a lot of times useless, right? I still do see benefit if you watch like maybe like a 10-minute video like once every day. Like that's something I could see myself doing specifically for Hamza's videos though. I can't validate anyone else's videos because they're just not that helpful, right? Most of them, like there might be a few other than Hamza, but it's like even that it's not like Hamza has like some like crazy new idea that I've never heard before. It's just that he kind of thinks a lot like me, I would say, and listening to him tell me to do good things is very helpful, especially to like connect to wisdom. I made a video on connecting to wisdom. So other than that, like I've honestly like questioned myself because I'm technically like a self-improvement YouTuber and that's like the path I'm taking in the sense that I'm helping people and teaching people. And I've been kind of conflicted with that because of that, it's like the answer is obvious. It's do more work, etc. But I guess like the answer, while it is obvious, it's not obvious to everybody. You know what I mean? And there are definitely tactics that you can use to get work done better and to improve yourself, right? So I honestly like I think I think it's a personal thing. Personally, I don't like self-improvement YouTube. I don't like consuming other people's content. But I think that making my own content is very beneficial, right? Because I think there is a type of person out there where self-improvement YouTube is like their bread and butter. Like that's what they need, but they haven't found out about it yet. I feel like I'm at a point where self-improvement YouTube is not where like I shouldn't be consuming other people's content like crazy. Like I've come to a point where I know what I need to do. I completely know what I need to do. I just need to put in the work. I need to do it. I need to keep learning. And that's that, man. Honestly, I think the traditional self improvement YouTube is just not for me. I think like specific people like Bedros Keuilian or like these high level people who are like sharing their own experience and just random like people to like learn from who aren't like self improvement YouTubers, but they're like other people in like different fields of business and stuff like that. I think those types of videos are helpful, but even then, it's not like a binge consume type thing like most self improvement videos are, where you just watch the video you don't take any action on it and you watch the next video, like it just becomes entertainment, right? I think that's like a problem I definitely have with self-improvement YouTube. And just the fact that like we're giving advice and stuff like that when you just need to work on the thing and do the thing more, like that's a big thing, man. That's what I think about self-improvement YouTube. I think for complete like newbies and beginners to like improving themselves and even realizing that they can improve, that's where they need to be. But beyond a certain point, it really becomes obsolete, at least consuming. Making your own content, new, unique content is very beneficial because teaching, I need to talk about teaching. Teaching and learning is like very, I'm conflicted about it, right? Because I know, on one hand, I know that teaching things is very important, right? Like you were taught the alphabet, you were taught to like proper grammar, you were taught math, like basic math skills that you genuinely need. Like you were taught all this stuff by a teacher, someone who teaches, and that like that's their job to teach you, to educate you. And I think I don't know like why that conflicts me so much because you're like teaching someone but you're not like outputting some sort of like product, like you're not making like food for people to eat or like a product for people to use that like, so I don't know, it's like you're just teaching people and like, giving them education, like it's not anything concrete but you're like putting things into their mind that will benefit them in the future. So like on one hand like it's very like it's clearly beneficial to teach people, but being a teacher kind of feels a little weird because like I said there's no physical aspect to it in a sense, like you're not just giving them a product and they're benefiting from it. It's like you're teaching them. It's kind of abstract because when you teach them, physically looking at them, most likely nothing has changed unless you're teaching them like body language or like mindset that might manifest in like a physical change. But other than that, you don't really see like a physical difference in their like body or anything. It's just kind of in their head. So it's kind of weird because I don't know, it's just kind of weird to not see like a direct result as a teacher. And I don't know, I think teaching is amazing and like I'm definitely like I think I'm born to be a teacher because every time I go through an experience I view it from the lens of how I would like teach it or like convey it to someone else. And I think I love teaching, but it just feels weird because there's no substance, right? Like let's say that one YouTuber I was talking about, Hamza, like he is a teacher. He teaches you stuff. His product that he sells is like it's called Adonis School. It's literally a school where he teaches you things. So it's not like he's giving you some physical product. He's teaching you things. It's just abstract. It's abstract, and because it's abstract, it feels almost less valuable because you can't hold it in your hands. But education is genuinely the most valuable thing ever. Learning is the most valuable thing ever. When you go through a life experience and you learn the lesson, that makes you so valuable. So, I guess what do I think about teaching? Teaching is definitely important. Whether we neglect it or like downplay its importance, teaching and teachers are very important. And I think it's definitely a career I would love to have. Like coaches, consultants, like people who you pay for coaching, right? Like relationship coaching, stuff like that. It feels like kind of weird because you're not getting a product. It feels kind of scammy, but it's not scammy at all. Coaching people is very Coaching people is just teaching people. Like you can replace the word coach with like mentor, with teacher. It doesn't matter. It's all the same shit. You're just hiring a teacher to teach you something that they have like experienced and gone through and know more than you about, versus trying to go at it on your own, which takes longer and you make mistakes and you might not get the end result as quick as possible. You just might not get it at all, right? So teachers are definitely important. Teachers, man, teachers. I'm definitely a teacher. That feels really good to talk about because now like because the coaching business is something that I'm definitely seeing myself going into. Well, I already am. I'm already a coach. Like I'm a fitness coach, but now like really thinking about that, like teaching is important. Like it matters. It sometimes it feels like it doesn't matter, and you're scamming them because you're just like teaching them, it feels abstract, but it's definitely, I think it's definitely a thing. One note for this video, because this is a practicing talking channel. I find that a lot of times when I come up with like a realization, something that I realize that I didn't know before, I spend a lot of time lingering on it because it feels so like, wow, amazing. I just discovered something new. So I linger on it for like a long time, even though I've already discovered it, right? Like here, the realization that I've come up with is that teaching is actually important and that coaching isn't a scam because teaching, and the reason I thought like teaching felt like weird and like unimportant was because it's abstract. That's it. But I tried, like I learned the lesson, but I'm like lingering on it, which I guess isn't a bad thing. It's only bad on the sense of being concise. And that is something I want to do with these videos. I want to be concise, even though right now it's 11 minutes long. I want to be concise. And to be concise, you don't linger on something that you just realized. You realize it and then you like acknowledge it and you like kind of store it into your head as like new information and you just move on. You don't linger on it like, I really, it's just so abstract and like it's just so abstract. It's just so abstract, man. Like you don't linger on it. You know what I mean? So that's definitely an improvement I can use for the next video. Try not to linger on things that shock you or realizations that you have. Like don't linger on things that shock you. That's it. I was trying to put it in like different ways, but that's all I have to say.